Look how far our starter has come. Now it's time to bake bread.
All right, good morning. I just got back from my morning run and I got set up to make bread. We're finally able to use our sourdough. Look at the rise. We're finally able to use our sourdough starter to try and make some bread. Don't know how it's going to turn out. These things can be temperamental. Remember, this is living, breathing, eating thing right here. Sometimes it has a mind on its own. But together, we're gonna make some bread. We're gonna do everything we can to make the best bread possible. Okay, so let me go over everything that I have. Have some water, my sourdough starter, my scale and a bowl for measuring. I have this to mix the dough in, so with a lid so I can keep it covered. And then also I have bread flour, which is right here, and then I have some more whole wheat flour to continue to feed my starter. So the first thing I do is I'm gonna take my container with the lid, I'm gonna get the weight, and I recorded it down. With the lid, it's 338 grams. I just kind of want to keep this in mind for reference in case something goes wrong later on down the road. This bread is not going to be a quick, let it rise for an hour or 2 hours. This is going to rise for a total of something like 7 hours. All right, so it's going to be a long day, but it's going to be a great day. Okay. Now that I have the weight and I teared it out, I'm going to try and get 320 grams of the starter into this. Oh my gosh. Ooh, that smells good. I like that smell. All right, 320 grams of this sticky, ooey gooey deliciousness. You can just hear it popping and sizzling. Okay, there's 300. 304. 326. I'm good with that. 326. I'm gonna give this a quick cover, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna feed this so I can get it out of the way and forget about it. I gotta continue feeding it because I wanna make more bread, and the longer that I continue to feed this and grow, the more mature it gets, and the stronger that it gets, and the more consistent bread I can have, and the more flavor. Okay, I'm gonna remove a little bit more from this because I just want about 200 grams left of the starter in here to just kind of maintain it. I'm gonna leave 200 grams in here, and I'm gonna add 200 grams of flour and 200 grams of water to it. 200 grams flour. Now 200 grams of water. Combine it all. I love that this bowl has a no drip edge. It makes pouring things so easy.
I fed it. Now I'm gonna get ready to make the bread after I put everything down in the journal.
Now I need 800 grams of bread flour. And 10 grams of salt. So now what I do is I set up my bowl with the strainer, and I'm going to sift the salt and the flour through this in batches because this is a lot. All right, last batch here. You get these clumps at the bottom. You just break them up. This is why we sift, because we get these clumps of flour and it gets really hard for the moisture to go all the way through and for everything to disperse evenly. So we break it up. That's what we do when we sift. Now, time for me to add the water. And I need 460 milliliters, and 1 milliliter of water is 1 gram. So what I like to do now, not everybody does, but what I like to do is I like to mix in this water, and then I'm gonna give it a quick mix. Get all the water here. I'm gonna give it a quick mix and just let it sit for a little bit before I start messing with it. I want the flour to have a chance to absorb all the water. right, got it mixed. I'm gonna put the lid on because I don't want to lose extra moisture. I'm just gonna let this sit for 10 to 15 minutes, do a little bit of cleaning up, and then I'll come right back to knead it up. Okay, since this is a lower moisture dough, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it out of here. We've waited a few minutes already. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it out of here onto the counter, to the table. Try and get as much of this out as I can, and I can just knead it straight on the table. And now I'm going to knead for 10 minutes. It's 9:50 right now, so I'll see you back here at the top of the hour. So it starts messy and sticky. Just gonna keep kneading it and working it. It does not need more flour. Just gotta keep working it. It's a lot of dough. I love it. And you can see the different color streaks, because this is our sourdough starter, and then this is our flour and water. So it's really neat to see these different colors mixed together. I'm gonna keep kneading this until it's all the same color.
As I add in different clips of me kneading, I want you to pay close attention to the texture and the color of it, and just the overall general smoothness of it as it changes. So every time there's a new clip, it's advanced another further stage. And remember, all this first initial kneading here is a total of 10 minutes. I think I even went ahead and kneaded for 12.
So now it's getting really quite soft. Look at that, gorgeous. You can see all the whole wheat grains through there too. This is a beautiful ball of dough. I'm so excited to do tons of different stuff with it. I'm gonna make a big loaf of bread, and I might even make a pizza. We'll see how it goes and how much time I have tonight. All right, just about done here. Make it into a nice ball. Look at that. Beautiful dough. Doesn't get much better than this. Nice and smooth, bouncy, pliable. I love dough. In to the bucket. Yeah, it's gonna stick some, but hey, it's okay. We're gonna play with it again in about 3 hours or 4 hours. See you then.
As the dough starts to rise and rest, it goes down and out. It fills up the whole container. As you see here, this is after 4 hours.
Hey guys, I'm back. It's been 4 hours and I just wet my proofing basket. And I'm gonna get a quick dry, getting all set up here for what I'm going to do next. So it's done its first major proofing. So now what I have to do is get ready for it. I'm gonna shape it and then put it on to its second proofing. All right, so the first one is really called its bulk ferment. And then now it's gonna go into its second ferment, its final proofing. So now I gotta dust this really well with flour. Now I'm just gonna knock it around and coat everything. I might have to do this a couple times here. This will stop the dough from sticking into this, and it'll give it some really beautiful lines to make it nice and decorated. And then I do want just a little bit excess in here. Not some of those big clumps per se, but just a little bit excess, so I have some nice, clearly defined lines in the basket. Alright, so now I have my dough. And what I'm doing right now, I'm putting some flour down to help ease its way out of the container. And I just want to gently, this is very dense dough, help it come out. Now this is gonna make 2 loaves, so I'm going to dust the middle. And cut along. Set one to the side and just work with one for right now. And now what I'm going to do is shape it. So soft and pliable this is. This is awesome. So just gently touching and shaping it into the shape that I want it to be before I drop it back in to the basket. Okay, got the crease on the bottom. I'm gonna flour the top. Now, right in to the basket. Dust the top some. A lot of flour, dust some of it off later, just so it doesn't get too dried out. Same thing with another one. Get it all nice and coated up. Set it aside. And it's time to shape. Again, once I get it to the shape that I want it to be, pulling it nice and tight. I'm gonna dust it in flour all around. Use the flour that's down here. And I want this crease on the bottom that I made to be face up. So pop him down. And boom. Now they're gonna proof for another 4 hours or 3.5 hours. And I'll see you back here after.
Check out how much our sourdough starter has grown just during the day today. Finally done proofing, I'm gonna flip them out and then score them and then put them into the oven. So here you see me taking the loaf of bread, putting it into the oven, and then I grab the tea kettle that just had boiling water in it and I'm pouring it into the pan at the bottom to put steam into the oven. The reason why I'm doing this is to help get a better crust, and I'll explain why in another video.
All right, so the first video didn't take, but good thing there's 2 loaves because I get a chance to do it again. All right, I have my paddle. I'm gonna flour up my paddle. I had water boiling just behind you to put down in the bottom for steam, which is another video. I have my lime to be able to cut for steam release, which is another video. But most importantly, I have my bread. And has some good weight to it. This is definitely not the type of loaf you're gonna buy just at the super grocery store. Super grocery store? What can you call it? I don't know, just a basic plain Wonder Bread, very different. This is heavy and this is a lot more dense and this is gonna have a lot more flavor too, if I'm honest. So I'm gonna turn this over. We're just gonna let it sit. has to release. And it's gonna slowly release, but it'll release. I'm listening for it. While that's going on, I'll explain a couple other things. The oven's at 450 degrees. I have a stone in the oven heating up. Look at that beautiful release. Look at this, it's gorgeous. All right, so I have a stone was in there preheating with the oven. And so when I put this into the oven, I'll put it directly on the stone. And then I will put some of the boiling water on the bottom of the oven to create steam for a better environment for the bread to be able to expand more when it's in the oven and for the crust to be a little bit crispier. So this is what I have. Hope it looks good when it comes out. I'm excited. The other one is about to come out. It's looking super golden right now, super delicious. I'm very excited about these. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me.
Record everything and take really good notes, so if you go to do it again, you can make it just the same or even better. And here is the final result.
Alright guys, so here we have it. At the end of a long week, a lot of perseverance, and a lot of patience, we have two beautiful fresh baked loaves, sourdough from scratch, no commercial yeast. We used just water, air, and flour, and nature did the rest. Quite amazing, if I must say so myself. I can't wait to dig into this, so I'm gonna let you go. Have a great week. Thank you for joining me. I'll put out some more videos too about more of the things that happen, more science stuff for science class. Thanks for watching 5G. Have a good one.